This is Boxing Talk 8576. I want to talk about Jesse Vargas. He came out with his displeasure of Keith Thurman. He wants to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman did come out and say that Jesse Vargas could be a possible opponent, but he also said Devin Alexander can be a possible opponent. He didn't know at the time, so Jesse Vargas got word of it. I believe he seen the video, or he got word through his team or whatever that he could be a possible fight for Keith Thurman. Now, Keith Thurman did come out and said that Jesse Vargas is no longer the opponent, and now Jesse Vargas is frustrated, which I understand. I really do understand that Jesse Vargas is he's frustrated with the situation, because Keith Thurman is a unified welterweight champion. He want to have a chance to fight for 2 belts. You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't, that wants to compete at the welterweight limit? I see Jesse Vargas as a guy that likes to compete. Jesse Vargas, in my knowledge of boxing, Jesse Vargas has always wanted to fight people. Now, is Jesse Vargas the most dangerous welterweight? No. For him to call Keith Thurman a coward, definition of a coward is to run away from danger or unpleasant situations. And I don't see Jesse Vargas as being a dangerous welterweight. I see him as being a solid welterweight. He's a solid welterweight. Keith Thurman has already fought, in my opinion, 2 of the dangerous heavyweight welterweights at the welterweight limit. Say what you want to say about Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia always comes to fight. He always shows up in his biggest fights. I believe Sean Porter was a more of a dangerous fight than Jesse Vargas. I see Jesse Vargas on that second tier of welterweights. He's not, in my opinion, he's not on the first tier of welterweights, to be honest with you. And I see Keith Thurman beating him anyway. Yes, I would like to see Keith Thurman fight him, because I believe Jesse Vargas will be a nice little test, to test out your elbow. But if he say Jesse Vargas is not the guy, Jesse Vargas is not the guy. Now, I see Jesse Vargas, why he's upset, because, he would have been in the catbird seat. He would have had an opportunity to be the unified welterweight champion in one fight. And who wouldn't want to do that? But for him to come out and call the man a coward, maybe he just, I don't think he believed that Keith Thurman is scared to fight him. Maybe he's just trying to bait Keith Thurman into fighting him. But, when you call a man a coward, you have to have proof that the man is a coward. You know what I'm saying? You just can't. Nowadays, people just can say anything, man. People just can say whatever they want to say, and I don't know, man. It's a new time, man. To call a man a coward, man. That, to me, that's going way too far. Because Keith Thurman never showed in the ring that he's a coward. He never showed in the ring that he has not endured an unpleasant situation. I seen unpleasant situations for Keith Thurman in the ring. He had that big ass hematoma on his head against Guerrero. He fought through that shit. He didn't complain that one time about that hematoma on his head. That motherfucking hematoma was huge. I seen him take the body shot and endure the body shot against Luis Collazo. He endured a nice little body shot against Sean Porter as well. Endured a tough, rugged fight with Sean Porter, because Sean Porter gonna hit you everywhere. Sean Porter gonna hit you in the knees. He gonna hit you in the hip. He gonna hit you in the back. I believe Keith Thurman did have a bruised up back in that fight. So he gonna hit you everywhere, man. He gonna hit you everywhere but loose. So, Jesse, come on, man. You're reaching for straws, man. The man is not a coward. I can understand your frustration with him not fighting you. That's probably part of the reason why you said that. He's not afraid of dangerous situations. He already fought 2 dangerous guys, and right now he's figuring out his injury situation. Now, the only thing I'm looking at, Keith Thurman has not announced an opponent yet. Now, he said he's going to fight 2 times this year. I don't know if they have the opponent in mind. You know what I'm saying? And they just not releasing it just yet. But within the next couple of weeks or so, man, he need to announce his opponent, man, and you know what I'm saying, his announcement, and see who he's gonna fight. Because as these months keep going on, it's like, how is Keith Thurman going to fight it 2 times in 1 year? So that's my only concern. The man is not a coward. The man far from a coward. And everybody said Keith Thurman is food for everybody. Everybody calling out Keith Thurman. Look, when you at the top of the mountain, of course people are going to call you out. People are going to call you out for the simple reason is if they knock you off, then they're the king of the mountain. They're in the catbird seat. Sean Porter, that's why he's furiously calling out the fight for Keith Thurman, because he knows if he beats Keith Thurman, he's in the catbird seat. Same thing with Danny Garcia. Same thing with Errol Spence. Errol Spence want to get 2 titles in 1 fight. You know what I'm saying? That's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Mikey Garcia called out Keith Thurman. Terrence Crawford called out Keith Thurman. Terrence Crawford said this when he called out Keith Thurman. I believe Keith Thurman is the best. Keith Thurman is a unified champion. I want the best. He said he don't want to tiptoe into the welterweight division. He said he want to fight the best in the welterweight division. He gonna have his chance against Jeff Horn. He's gonna fight Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see. Look, I never want a man to fear me. You don't want a man to fear you ever, because a man will come at you in a different situation, a fatal situation in your life. So you want a man to respect you, but you don't want no man to ever fear you. I don't want no man to ever fear me. And one thing in boxing, you don't ever want nobody to fear you. Ask Golovkin early in his middle of his career. 3 years ago, nobody wanted to fight Golovkin. Then Golovkin so-called showed vulnerability against Carol Brook, which he stopped. Broke the man orbital bone. They called in the fight. If they didn't call in the fight, throwing the towel, he would have ended his career, would have ended Carol Brook's career. I don't understand why people still harping on that. Yeah, Carol Brook had 2 good rounds. I even gave Carol Brook a lot of credit for those 2 good rounds. But he only had 2 good rounds. He had 2 good rounds. Golovkin started catching up to him, and he stopped him. People still holding on to that. And then people say, well, Golovkin haven't fought anybody. I want to see him fight somebody. He got to step up and fight Jacobs. He fights Jacobs, drops Jacobs, win the fight 8-4 in my eyes. He won 8-4. A lot of people say, oh, he lost the fight. But y'all biggest thing was y'all want to see him step up. He stepped up. He stopped the man. He fought Canelo. Another step-up fight because people say he ain't fought nobody. He beat Canelo 8-4. He got, the judges were blind that day. I thought he won the fight 8-4. I thought Canelo had 4 good rounds. But Keith Thurman, of course, he's not going to bulldoze. He's not going to bulldoze over Sean Porter. He's not going to bulldoze over Danny Garcia. No one has bulldozed those guys. Kell Brook was stopped before Errol Spence got to him. And then people were like, oh, well, he got stopped by a middleweight. But he went in as a middleweight. He went in middleweight weight, at the middleweight weight limit. And we all agreed that Kell Brook is a big welterweight. He even said he's a big welterweight. So he got in there. He got stopped. Spence came behind him because Spence was the mandatory. He held on to his mandatory spot, and he ended up breaking the other orbital bone. And he stopped him. So, like I said, Keith Thurman is not a coward. Jesse Vargas, I believe he went too far on that narrative. Yes, he could be frustrated that he's not going to get the fight because his name was mentioned as one of the possible opponents by Keith Thurman. He said he can be a possible opponent. He didn't say he was the opponent. See, Jesse Vargas, he put his head above the finish line, and he thought he was the guy because he kept hearing his name, but he kept on saying a possible. He never said you was the opponent, Jesse. I know you got excited about it, but hey, that's on you. But for people to say everybody calling out Keith Thurman, everybody calling out everybody nowadays, man. That's what everybody do. That's what everybody do. Now a lot of people calling out Golovkin because they seen a little vulnerability. I see a lot of people calling out Errol Spence now. Mikey Garcia calling out Errol Spence. He's at lightweight. Danny Garcia recently called out Errol Spence. Crawford calling out Errol Spence. So everybody getting called out. People got this narrative that only Keith Thurman getting called out. Everybody's getting called out, people. That's why I don't go by this whole narrative that Keith Thurman's the only one getting called out. That's all I gotta say about the situation, man. I'm out.